Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing Podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Grizz Nation, what it do? My name is Evan Hayes. That is Jared Davidson, and welcome to the No Bluffin Podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, all the way uncut about your Memphis Grizzlies and the greater sports area. Another week, another episode. Me and Jared are back to bring y'all all the fire content, fire conversations. As always, we do. Jared, how you doing, my guy?
Man, I'm doing good. We got a little bit of winter weather up here right now. It's like It's not snowing. We have a little snow. It's been mainly ice and sleet right now. But other than that, doing good. Just basic Monday. We're vibing and getting through it. How about you, man?
I feel that it is, as everyone knows, that college students, it's finals time, last 2 weeks of the semester. So y'all can imagine how hectic that is while still trying to, be a student athlete. Yes, it's not snowing where I am in Huntsville, but it is extremely cold. So practicing in the cold is never fun. Trying to sprint in the cold is also not fun, but you got to do what you got to do. One more final to complete. I've done two, one more, and I have 11 more days till I am home for about 3 weeks and don't have to think about school. Don't think about, I still have work, but without being here, obviously. I love my apartment, I love my college, but I'm ready to be home in Memphis, Tennessee. But, had to take care of business. But everything else is good over here. But y'all, forget all the pleasantries. We appreciate all y'all for coming live on us on YouTube and Twitter, but we have a lot of good stuff to get to today. But first, as always, we start with No Bluffin News. Jared, as you are in the producer seat, cue my music and we can get into this news. We have some college football stuff going today. A lot of college. We don't talk about college football a lot. But the first news topic is the Ryan Silverfield, the former head coach of the Memphis Tigers, has departed Memphis. And he is now the new coach for Jared's.
Yes, sir.
Arkansas Razorback. So it's kind of we have a good dynamic as a Memphis fan, as an Arkansas fan. What were your reactions when you saw the news that Ryan Silverfield would now be Arkansas's new coach?
So my first off, just straight up initial reaction is I'm mad at the hire simply because we had 2.5 months to get this done after firing Sam Pittman earlier this year. And that was the best we could do, or else it was just Hunter Yurachek, our incompetent athletic director, who interviewed a lot of guys and didn't know what direction he wanted to go and had to settle with Ryan Silverfield. Now, I will say, now that it's been 2 days, a day, since this all came out, he had a great first day today. On the recruiting trail and all good media appearances. He flipped 4 in-state guys back to Arkansas, 3 of them being in the top 8 in the state. So he's already hitting the recruiting trail hard, and he's already got some good flips. There's just one big flip that we're waiting on. But like I said, I was mad at it at first, not mad at Silverfield, mad at our athletic director. But after seeing what he did today, he's kind of making a lot of this fan base believe a little bit more again.
So was Ryan Silverfield on your short list of who you wanted initially? Because you keep saying settled and he was on the list before the UAB loss. And there was I don't remember the tweet. I think I have it bookmarked, which won't take me long to get. So let's do this real here. Let's scroll down a little bit. Here we go. Because we went from, possibly Rhett Lashley, Dan Mullen to Matt Campbell, PJ Fleck, Kenny Dillingham to John Sumrall, Alex Golish, Kane Womack, Eric Morris, and then Ryan Silverfield. So Ryan Silverfield was not the first option for this team. Yeah.
But after seeing today, I feel better. I'll feel a lot better after we know who his coordinators are going to be. And there's already been some rumors heating up about who he could possibly go get. But it's going to be – that's the part that's really going to get this fan base either all the way in or sitting on the outside?
I can see that I'm giving my reaction. I was happy. I think I share the sentiment of a lot of Memphis fans that the Ron Silverfield era in his 6 years at Memphis was underwhelming. Was he a bad coach? No, but he was just a coach that couldn't get it done when needed to. I have his stats put up. He was 50-24 in his time at Memphis, 4-0 in bowl games, but the conference record 27-21. 0 conference championships, 0 conference championship appearances. So my thing is, as an Arkansas fan, if he couldn't take care of business in the AAC with the pressure of winning a conference championship, how can he expect to handle the pressure in the SEC situation? Yes, Arkansas isn't a favorite. They're coming off a bad year. But you see what I'm saying? It's a difference. He's back with the big boys now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And it's the same thing. I mean, you look at each of the last 2 years that he was in contention and finished behind. He was in contention late in the year until a bad loss. And I know his coordinator, the whole thing was about how he can never win the close game. He's never the one straight up calling plays. He gives suggestions. It's all coordinator based with his system, with what he likes to do as a head coach. And so I'm hoping he can get a couple of really good coordinators up here in Northwest Arkansas. I like that he's been competitive. You see the last few weeks that he falls off. Right now at Arkansas, we need a guy who can stabilize us at 7 to 8 wins a year. Like, not competing for the college, like 7 to 8 wins a year with the occasional 10 to 11 that gets you in contention for the college football playoff. That's what Arkansas is going to be. We're never going to be a conference contender. It's always going to, when Arkansas is good, it's just going to be 7 to 8 wins a year with the occasional pop-off year where you get to 9-10 and you're in the higher-seeded talk of the college football playoff. That's Arkansas' ceiling as a football program. And I think, especially after today, Ryan Silverfield's going to be a guy who can keep us at that kind of consistently.
Yeah, he's a winner. As much as his time in Memphis was tumultuous, he did win games. I just talked about his record, and he's a great recruiter. He creates a great culture. Like, the culture around Memphis when he was there was a great one. You know, people wanted to come to Memphis. We got good recruiting class. We couldn't fill up the Liberty Bowl the way we wanted, but I feel like that's not solely on him. The team's always been good. It's just for some reason the city of Memphis are not as interested in college in Memphis football, which would be another conversation for another day. But I feel like he's a good coach to just right the ship. You know, he's that type of coach. And I feel like with Arkansas, that could be a good addition to everything y'all got going on. Is he the coach to bring y'all over the hump? I don't think so. Just what I've seen watching closely for 6 years. But like you said, y'all ceiling isn't trying to necessarily win a national championship. It's to be in the CFP, conversations.
The latter part of that CFP conversation.
Yeah, the latter parts in the CFP conversation. Of course, in the SEC, y'all automatically get 4 or 5 spots just because y'all are the SEC. So if y'all can look up in one of those years where y'all are maybe ranked behind Alabama, Georgia, and maybe fighting with like an Auburn on a good year or a Vanderbilt, I feel like y'all can be in that conversation. So
yeah, he doesn't have he doesn't have a easy first year schedule at Arkansas. Yeah. It's that first year schedule at Arkansas. Your 3 non-conferences, because you have 3 now because this is the first year of the SEC 9-game slate. You have North Alabama, you're at Utah, then you're at home versus Tulsa. Your 5 home SEC games are Georgia, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee. And you're at Auburn, Texas, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt.
It's tough schedule.
It is a tough schedule.
Very tough schedule.
And especially with his comments towards, kind of directed towards Georgia when that college football playoff came out, when it was going to be Memphis at the 12 and Georgia at the 5. Kirby Smart's going to remember that. But then again, I looking at the schedule, just quick glance, I think we got about 6, maybe 7. 6 and 6, 7 and 5. Stop it. Stop it.
All right, you walked right into that one. I hate the 6-7 Joes. That was a lot. Yeah, I think y'all, because I listened to schedule too before we got on. I say 6 to 8 is my range. I feel like 8 is the high end. I really see y'all flirting with like the Vanderbilts and the Auburns of the SEC. Yeah. Like, of course, Georgia and Alabama are in the stratosphere by themselves. I don't expect y'all to go into Crimson Tide and knocked in Tuscaloosa and knocked them off in a big all upset. If y'all do, Memphis is gonna look very stupid for letting Ryan Silverfield go. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So I like to bet that doesn't happen. But I am ready for Ed Scott to bring in a replacement for Ryan Silverfield. Was he a bad coach? But we need a coach that's going to produce and win a conference championship, because that's the overall goal. You're a G5 team. You want to, number one, win conference championships. And the second side of that is winning conference championships so you can hopefully, that was a big static, hopefully go into another conference like the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the stuff like that. It sounds better, by the way. So we need a guy coming in that's going to do that. And Ryan Silverfield just didn't do that.
I'm excited because it's going to be a national search. I do like that Ed Scott said that in his press release.
Yeah,
that it's going to be a national search, and I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, Memphis is a spot where you have the backing of some significant NIL funds, and you're in a conference that you should have won the last 2 years, and that's got to be attractive to either an up-and-coming hot start coach or someone who, like a coordinator, say like I can't remember his name, but the offensive coordinator from Oregon, who has been eyed at for several jobs already.
Yeah,
to come in and take Memphis to that next level. And I'm excited that he said national search, because I don't think my two things with Memphis: do not hire from within.
No.
That rarely gets you anywhere. Do not hire a retread head coach, because like the Hugh Freezes, the Billy Napiers of the world, the Dan Mullins who are trying to get back to the big time, not going to work. And you got to go with somebody, whether it's Mac from Kennesaw State or you go find a good coordinator at a Power 4. I like that he specifically said national search.
I agree. I want specifically, I don't know who that would be, but I definitely want a coordinator from a P4, because I feel like that's sending the message that we want to be a serious, not franchise, but serious college and a serious, I can't think of words to describe a college sports organization. I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, a college football. Yeah, college football organization.
Serious athletic program.
If that's the word, athletic program. Your serious program that wants to be taken seriously for potentially when renegotiation come around, Evan Stutzer, and we can hopefully get into a P4 conference, because no P4 conference is going to want Memphis if we keep losing to the UABs, the Rices, the Navies, UTSAs, stuff like that, you know.
Here's a name that got some look from a couple of lower end Power 4s, including Arkansas, that I think could do good at Memphis. It's Kane Womack, who's the defensive coordinator at Alabama. So like that's one name I think, you know, would be good at a spot like Memphis at a G5. I think he would be great there. But like I said, it's Ed Scott. He knows he has to hit. This is his first hire. He came in after Silverfield was already there. For Ed Scott, this one's huge. It's your first big name hire that you can possibly bring in. And if you miss, you have a chance to rectify that situation. But if you hit on your first big hire, boy, you're going to not be leaving. You're going to have other teams, other schools calling who needs a new athletic director, big name schools.
Facts.
Or you're going to have Memphis coming in, backing up the bank truck and say, sign a blank check and put whatever number you want on it. So he has a chance to not only solidify himself as a good athletic director, a great athletic director, but he has a chance to really push Memphis into that next level of high-end G5, G6, heck, maybe pushing into a P4 in the next few years.
Yeah, we will see what happens. I have confidence in Ed Scott for everything I've heard about him. He's a very forward-thinking guy. He has big aspirations from not just football, just the whole athletic program. So we want to get that. I feel like it's a kind of sidebar, but I think it's interesting that 3 AAC coaches got hired. Alex Goes from USF got hired for Auburn, and John Summerall from Tulane got hired to Florida. I just think it's great. Like, of course, you never want to see coaches leaving your conference. I feel like it's just great that the Memphis, at least the AAC, is consistently breeding P4 coaches. I think that's just another thing to look at too.
Yeah, they all got hired by SEC schools, and They were none were represented by the CAA or Jimmy Sexton, which that's the big. The CAA is the big company that Jimmy Sexton works for, practically owns at this point, I think. But Jimmy Sexton's probably the worst agent to have if you are. He's the worst agent to negotiate with if you're a school, because he always try to rob the school. Yeah. And you know he's trying to up that number because he's getting a big cut of a lot of these guys' contracts. So I like that all three of them were not Jimmy Sexton or CAA guys, and so props to them. I really think Auburn got the best out of the bunch right now.
Me too.
If I had to rank it right now, especially after today, I'm going Polish, Silverfield, Summerall. And just because I think Florida needed to go bigger. I think Florida needed to go a lot bigger in that situation. And I just don't think another G5, G6 coach like Billy Napier was going to do it for anyone in Gainesville. So it'll be interesting to see how that situation works out.
Yeah, you want to see these at least P4 teams make vertical moves instead of lateral moves, and I can see that also being a lateral move. But we're going to transition to the other SEC coach, other SEC team that got another big hire. If you've been living on a rock, Lane Kiffin has been the talk of the town. He has been for pretty much the whole college football season. Everybody knew that Lane Kiffin he had his eyes on other jobs. He went through Alabama. If the board didn't perform, of course, LSU, and of course he's a former head coach of Ole Miss, but he finally selected his school and he will be the next head coach for Louisiana State University. It's been a lot of fanfare. He was booed on the way to the airport. Players are flipping commitments. It's been crazy. Ole Miss didn't want Ole Miss. He wanted to coach Ole Miss in the CFP. Ole Miss didn't let him coach. He said, I bet I'm going to take my whole staff on the plane with me if you're not going to let me coach. And a lot of those guys got on the plane with him. So
only three of them did. Ole Miss retained their entire all the important people of that offense.
Okay, the important people,
Ole Miss retained.
So that's good within that. So what was your thoughts being this whole Lane Kiffin saga? Like, what's been your overall thoughts on all this?
It's the best team that Lane has ever coached. And this all goes back to 2022 with the whole Auburn situation. And Lane has always been a guy who's looking for the next prettiest thing. He's someone who doesn't realize either A, how good he has it, or B, just how self-centered he is. And he's definitely self-centered. He just led Ole Miss to their best season in school history. 11-1, and you're about to host a college football playoff game. And you're looking at another job. Now, granted, they're paying him $90 million. But who's to say in 5 years he's not doing the same thing to LSU to go to Alabama? Like, it's a never-ending cycle with Lane Kiffin. And it's going to be another messy breakup with LSU in a few years. It's just who Lane Kiffin is all he has ever done. He did it with Tennessee. He did it with the professionals. He did it with USC. He got fired because he became a distraction on Nick Saban-led Alabama championship team right before the national championship because he became a distraction and then went to Ole Miss. Or went to FAU, then Ole Miss. And it's just, how do you try to burn that place down, theoretically, after what has transpired this year? It has made no sense. I'm glad that Ole Miss put their foot down and said, no, you're not going to coach, then leave. Like, get out, because he can try to get a lot of players off with him. And now, I think some players follow to LSU? Yes. But dadgummit, Ole Miss had a chance to go win a national championship. They still do. I think it's going to be harder now. But with Lane at the helm, they had a chance to win a national championship. Their one loss was to Georgia, and that was a close game. They had a chance to be in the SEC championship game. And Lane just threw it all away like he always does. And it's going to be one of those things where I think you look back on it in the future, and I hate to say this, as much as I hate Ole Miss, Ole Miss is going to be better off without Lane than LSU will be with Lane Kiffin.
Excuse me. That is shots fired in the chat for Jared Davidson. That is not what I thought you were going to say, but I love to hear it. So my question is, before I go into my thoughts, what's the line between a coach getting his bag and making a better life for him and his family, or burning a place down in the process? Like, what's the line? Because some people are saying he's doing what you're saying, burning the place down and leaving a good situation, and some people saying he's getting paid $90 to $100 million. So of course, any person in the same position will get. So what's your line on that?
It's different if you're just straight up about it and then trying to leave and leave and take the money and do what's best for you. It's different because you have a commitment to make. Now, granted, does the NCAA schedule suck with how it all lays out? It does. It absolutely does. I think coaching changes should have to wait until after the national championship is done. I think,
Facts.
But recruiting and everything doesn't stop. So that's the whole thing. I hate it if I'm Ole Miss and I'm LSU. If I'm LSU and he was coaching, I'm like, hey, he needs to be here, trying to get our recruiting stuff back on track. If I'm Ole Miss, he needs to have his whole undivided attention to trying to win a national championship this week, have one of the best burgers in the country to do so.
Yep.
My line on it is Lane being who he is not, he's not doing it for the betterment of himself. He's doing it because he has a track record of just being everything all about him.
Yeah.
And trying to just destroy Ole Miss because he literally he's trying to take players with him. He told the coaches, like you said earlier, get on the plane where you don't have a spot on my staff. He's not doing what's best for his family. Lane Kiffin, there's so many secrets that are covered up. He's narcissistic. He has allegedly cheated multiple times with college age women, and that's like multiple places know about that. It's like dark side of Lane Kiffin. He's not doing it for the betterment of his family. He's doing it because he's a narcissist and he wants to be the center of attention no matter where he goes. And this got him a beeline straight to being the center of attention. So the line on it is, if you take another job, cool. Like, go. Don't let all these reports come out about you trying to take people. Hand it off. Do it with class. Do it that way.
Yeah.
The way this whole thing is just dispersed has been just bad on so many fronts because there's reports of, Lane's now saying that they wouldn't let him talk to the team. I guarantee you Lane just wanted to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Just so many things, man. But if this is any other coach, apart from a few, I would say that they're just doing it for the betterment of them and their families. With Lane Kiffin, there's no chance.
I think they need to do a dark side. You're a wrestling fan, so you've heard the dark side of the ring. They do dark side of college football because you hear these things a lot by these high-profile coaches and names. They're just doing everything under the sun to get ahead or have their own personal gain. So that's crazy. But my own personal thoughts, I just feel like being that your thumb is way more on the college football scope than I am. Like for me, I mainly watch Memphis and So Memphis is kind of my thing. I watch Ohio State because like they're my favorite team outside of Memphis, but they're kind of just doing their own thing right now. They're 12-0, just beat Michigan. So I don't have the whole scope like you do. So the fact that you just explained it all to me changes my perspective on this just a tad bit because I can admit I didn't have as much information as you just portrayed to me. But
go watch some of Drew Gann's rants on the $2 Actually, no. Go watch Sunday's emergency episode if you want to know how everything's going.
I was listening to that. I was doing some homework. I was trying to finish the final. I listened to like half of it right before Drew kind of got off. So I need to go back and watch that. But yeah, I feel like this is just the nature of college football. Like, yes, it gets real messy, it gets real grimy. Like you said, I feel like in the next few years he could just if Alabama gets tired of DeBoer, hey man, Lane, come back. You already know the system. You already been in the building. Like,
if that Alabama job opens up, Lane's taking it 100%.
Like, I don't care if LSU was a game away from national championship. He wants to be the guy to say, I'll put Alabama back on the map. And that's what I've listed, little stuff that I've seen and heard how Lane is. That's how I see it. I don't like the fact that he gave the ultimatum to some of his coaches, like, hey, come on and play with me and all that. I feel like that's kind of grimy. I'm kind of like, okay, the way you explained it, it makes me change my mind a little bit. But I feel like, I don't know, just something about it is the player, because I'm still like in the athlete's mind. Yeah. I would still want my coach to be with me throughout the playoffs. That's how I see it. And the if what the report said is true, the university not allowing him to coach. I understand from the university perspective. You're gonna, let's say you go have a deep run, you flip our players. I get that. But like you also said, we have a chance to win the national championship. So I feel like from the university's perspective, which one matters more? Potentially win the national championship now, or our players getting poached next year?
Okay, let me pose to you this question.
Yeah.
Is it easier to win with a distraction at the leadership spot, or do you cut off that distraction, name an interim head coach, and say, "Hey, let's go do this thing"?
Also, very good point. Very good point. I see that. I see, like, as a player's perspective, it could work both ways. Like, oh, you finna leave me. Like, hey, I'm not gonna buy into what you're saying because we know in the next 4 weeks you're gonna be in Louisiana somewhere.
Yep.
Or I gotta see in the other side where, like, hey, I don't care. I want my coach that's led us to this 11-1 record all year with me, and that's the only person I'm gonna listen to. So I can see that being a two-sided coin. If I'm gonna work on percentages, I would say about 60-40 your way. It could be more of a distraction, you know. But some in me thinks that team isn't gonna respond the way people think because their guy that's led them to an 11-1 record isn't there. I'm not an Ole Miss fan. Everybody knows I can't stand most SEC schools because SEC is Memphis is an SEC country. Memphis isn't SEC. Everybody knows I can't stand. Oh, what's up, Chris? Yeah. Shout out, Chris, bro. Yes, recruitment crashed out of this, but now you're leaving. Damn him. Again, maybe I'm just a naive 21-year-old. I just feel like I don't want the coach has been like, if I have a chance to win a national championship, okay, it was a bowl game, I get it. But we have a chance to win a national championship. Yeah. I feel like that outweighs a little bit more. If they're just playing like the Fiesta Bowl or something, okay, yeah, you can leave, whatever. It's just one game. But like you said, we've had the best season in probably school's history in a very long time. And I got a chance.
No, it's not a very long time. It's the best season in school history.
Best season schools. My thing, I want to go down swinging with the dude that brought me there. If he leaves, he leaves. But you know, put the comments on there because I want to see what.
They're there.
Yeah. Don't want to go. Chris, I can't put that. I can't say that comment out loud. But when Jared puts it up, I feel like it's a very funny thing to say. Well, he's gonna put up anyway. Got it. Gerber broke over me, but want to go to pound time one more time. Hey man, if it's the, you know, I'm not gonna get you know what? I'm finna stop myself because Jared's a married man. Chris, you're also a married man. I'm the only one not married right now, so I'm gonna just leave that one. But that's the nature of college football. If it's up to me, I hope all the SEC teams do bad because I don't like the SEC. But for Jared and all the other SEC fans, I know y'all will be very eyes to the screen about everything that happens to the rest of this college football playoff and, of course, LSU next year. Because I really think LSU is going to turn around. Like, I think so. I think Lane is going to bring Lane's going to bring some cats, like some real dogs to LSU.
He will.
He's going to recruit because that's what I didn't say about Memphis. We need us a great recruiter, too. I don't know how I didn't mention that with whoever we bring in. I feel like we need a pretty good recruiter.
You had a good recruiter. He left.
That's what I'm saying. We need another one to recruit,
to
replace him. That's what I'm saying, to replace him. So that's another thing as well. But that's pretty much all we have with the college football talk on the No Bluffin podcast. After this around 2-minute break, we're going to get into your Memphis Grizzlies. Evan Hayes, Jared Davidson. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
How much of this is fixable with time?
I mean, I think you can maybe see the effort get better. I think they can probably rebound a little better, and they can start getting the right guys the ball more often. But beyond that, I think it's pretty fair to say that this team is capped to a certain extent. You may just be what you are.
If the question you're asking is what is fixable, and if it's fixed, will it produce what we saw last year or the year before, whatever it may be? If that's the ultimate goal, that might not be a proper goal for this team. The goal is to get the team fixable to where they can win the conference and make it to the NCAA tournament and then potentially do some damage as they go into the NCAA tournament. There are some things that are fixable. There are some things on this that we saw out there that are absolutely fixable.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story. Calling all Tiger fans, your place to watch the first round matchup between the Memphis Tigers and number 1 ranked Purdue Boilermakers is at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Carrierville, Tennessee. 4:30 p.m. Thursday, November 20th. Come hang out with Bluff City Media at the South's premier sports bar. Great food, beer specials, and large television screens will make Mugshots the place to be to cheer on your Tiger basketball team. Also, Tigers Live, the premier Memphis Tigers postgame show, will be live after the game from Mugshots. Come hang out with us this Thursday.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin podcast. I am Evan Hayes. That is Jared Davidson. I like the new music. Okay, got some more music back here. I like it. Jared in the producer chair. We gonna let it rock out for the rest of the show. I like it. Do what you do, bro. We are back, but we are now gonna get into your Memphis Grizzlies, as always, our week in review. From the last time that we talked, the Grizzlies played 4 games, and in that span, they went 3-1. A 125-115 loss to the Denver Nuggets, and then they've racked off 3 straight. A win against the Pelicans, the Clippers, and the Kings. Vibes are getting there. Team is playing well. 3-game winning streak. Jared, what has been your thoughts on how the Grizz have been playing lately?
Oh, dude, they've been playing fantastic basketball. 5 of their last 6. Just absolutely insane. The last 4 players with over 30 points, 15 boards, 3 blocks, and over 75% field goal percentage in a game. Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, and Zach Edey. They're playing very well, man.
They are.
And it's been really fun to watch. Like, they are just starting to gel at the right time. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been great in the last 3 fourth quarters.
Yeah.
So
he has, and I love everything I'm saying. It seems like we're really hitting to that point in the season where they're really listening to Islo and buying into his system. The offense looks a lot better. The defense looks a lot better, especially like you said in the fourth quarter, because through these games we've seen us get out, sometimes good, sometimes bad. We go through a lull, but at least in that second half, it just, I don't know what Islo says in the locker room, but just in that second half, we just seem to be able to finish games a lot better. And before this stretch happened, one of our worst things we had was we couldn't finish games. We couldn't create offense in the fourth quarter because Ja Morant wasn't there. But we have that guy that you just named, Zach Edey, who is playing his tail off right now, who has created the offense, has anchored the defense. I can't stress enough about how good Edey is playing right now. Jalen Wells has got out of his shooting slump. In the last 6 games, he's averaging 16.2, 54.5% from the field, 50% from 3, 30.8 rebounds a game, 2 assists per game on the 70 plus minus. So Jalen seems to be waking up. KCP has been moved to the bench. He seems to be shooting better in these last few games off the bench. Yes, people can say we're playing bad teams or teams that we should beat. We got to play who's in front of you. It seems like this team is just locking at the right time. We're 3 games under 500. We're 9th in the West. I last one look, we're like 2 games outside, 2.5 games outside of the 7th seed.
Yep.
Things are looking up, bro. Like this time last month, we were very depressed. Ja didn't want to be here. Islo was getting at it with people. Now you seeing Ja and Islo hugging and high-fiving on the sideline. You got Ja coaching Jaren up. You got it. Things looked. I love to be a Grizzlies fan right now. It's just everything seems to be going good right now, bro.
You want to hear our next 5?
What's our next 5?
At San Antonio tomorrow.
Yep.
At home versus the Clippers on Friday.
Yep.
Home versus Portland on Sunday.
Yep.
Home versus Utah. Do we have a week off?
We shouldn't. I thought they put the cup games already in
Yeah,
there.
they did, but we play Utah in that stretch. I know. Yeah, no, so we have like a little break while they do the
Tournament.
I guess so, because like right now the schedule says we play Sunday on the 7th against Portland, and then not until Friday again, the 12th. After that, versus Utah.
5 days off.
Yeah, but then the Clippers.
Again, we just beat.
We have them twice in the next 5 games. Evan, someone is supposed to be getting reevaluated in these next couple days as well, and maybe by that Friday, December 12th Utah game, we have a certain someone back in the lineup that makes this team even better because he looks like he is totally engaged now. So I know this is the weekend review segment, but like, dude, this stretch coming up, the Grizzlies have a chance to be over 500 again.
They definitely do. And the guy you were talking about, Ja Morant,
yep.
He looks like he's itching to play. I shout out Michael Wallace. He's getting back on the court. He's doing light drill work.
Yep.
Seems to be moving like he regularly moves. So hopefully we get some good news by Grizzly PR. We can only pray. We can only cross our fingers that we get some good news of Grizzly PR. But I tweeted this out if I can find it. Vince Williams is averaging like double-digit assists a game with Zach Edey in the lineup.
Yep.
Imagine what Ja freaking Morant is gonna do with Zach Edey in the goddamn lineup. Vince had a 17 assist game. I think he had a 15 assist game. Like, he's not scoring, and he's not. I know he had 17. It was like he had 2 like high assist games, if I remember correctly. But Vince is looking like the second coming of Jason Kidd right now, being that he's not scoring. He does not care about scoring right now. He just simply playing defense and getting Zach Edey the ball, which seems to be a recipe for success. So I can't give enough praise to Vince right now. It seems like everybody's playing well. And as a Grizzlies fan who we both went through the first like month and a half of the season, it seemed like everything was going in the toilet, and people was talking about high draft picks and trading Ja and firing Isolo and yada yada. We get some peace, man. And as a Grizzlies fan, you can't take nothing else but peace.
So since that Spurs game on November 18th, Vince has gone 9 assists, 15 assists, 6 assists, 7, 17, 5, and 7.
Wait, do those numbers out real quick so I can add them up real quick.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 games. Okay. 9.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15.
6.
6.
7.
7.
17.
17.
5.
5.
7.
So that gives an average that's 1, 2, 3, 7 games, 9.4 a game.
Yep.
And that's who going into the season was your maybe backup small forward. Maybe
going into the season, he was maybe back end like
11th man, maybe 11th, 12th man coming off the bench.
Yep.
Now he's in your starting point guard position, and he's averaging 9.4 assists a game. And yes, Vince is playing well, but a big part of that is number 15 is back.
Yes,
he's playing his tail. Like, I think you already named the stat, but I just got to reiterate it because I took a picture of it. He's the youngest player since Shaq to have a 30 plus, 15 plus, 5 plus, and 80% field goal game in NBA history. We're talking about the last game he had against the Sacramento Kings, where he was the reason why we won that game. Like,
dude, we had 23 turnovers. Sacramento had 12 steals, and we gave up 25 points off turnovers, and we won the game by 7.
If that ain't impact, I don't know what it is.
If that ain't old school Memphis Grizzlies basketball, like, we were 9 of 23 from 3. But, dude,
that was an ugly game. That was an ugly game. But what they do? What does he say? Throw it to the hand. That's what Edey. That's what Edey doing now. It was one pass where Vince damn near threw it out of bounds, and Edey with his 7'4" frame caught it, spun, and laid the ball up. Like,
we talk about how much more comfortable he looks too. Like, he had that ankle surgery, didn't have an off season, and came back looking like he trained all offseason is the thing. That I really think he was playing on a bad ankle, obviously. The surgery wasn't because of an injury. It was because of multiple that had piled up just to retighten that ligament and make it more of a rubber bandy, a new rubber band as part to an old one. And he looks really good. I mean, look at the fourth quarter of that Kings game, not just him, where he had 10 points and shot 5 of 5 from the floor. Jaren had 6 points in that fourth quarter and shot 3 of 4. They were both plus 15s in that fourth quarter.
I'm sorry, it's a trend that when Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. have a big, broadly big next to him, they actually play well. Like, I'm sorry that people have just new to that fact, but it's a true fact. We saw Jaren Jackson Jr. take an isolation and dunk the basketball on the way to the paint.
We saw Jaren finally get mad, dude. We saw Jaren. Dude, when is the last time you saw Jaren give us like a snarl to the crowd?
Mean mug? We was like, I was like, okay, like. I came in the last time. I think the last time I saw Jaren get lit like that was when we played the Warriors and hit those like 4 threes in like 6 minutes. Remember in that playoff game, like game 1, he just kept fire. That's the last I've seen Jaren with that looking at. I'm sorry that it has to come from our second year 7'4" big man, but god dang it, if it works, it freaking works. It seems like he's changed the energy of this team. He said in his interview, he feels like he back at Purdue now. He seems to be working a system, a heavy pick and roll system with guards that actually give him the ball. Like,
and in that same interview, he didn't mince words. He said, pretty much, yeah, this started when I came back.
Talk your stuff, Edie.
Why is no one's talking about that? No one's talking about that. Zach Edey, straight up, that second year big man, straight up just said like, yeah, we got better as soon as I started playing. Like,
it's a one-to-one comparison. It's a direct correlation.
I'm not going to count the Nuggets game because he played like 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you include that game, we're 5-3 since he's been back. Dude, we're 5-2 in games that he's played fully all the way through.
And you can take the Cavs game out of there too because the
Cavs game and the game after that. Which was the Spurs.
Yeah.
Like
he went over the mic. Yeah. Just Zach Edey is.
No, I hate those were the minutes restriction games.
Yeah, because Ja got hurt. Because Ja got hurt that game, and Edey got minute restrictions.
Game. You take out the minute restrictions game in the game where you played 5 minutes against the Nuggets. We're 5-0 when he plays.
Am I part of the saying that I don't want to say he's the second best player on the team, but he's making it a freaking argument.
Right now, he's the most impactful.
Oh, 100%. 100% the most impactful player to the team. Like, a direct correlation. When he plays, the team looks different. The energy on the team looks different. The defense looks better. He's swatting shots. And talking about that ankle, he was not swatting shots out the air like he was this year, last year. No. Because why? He's more confident he can come down that ankle without snapping his freaking ankle because his wingspan is already there. So he feels more confident. He looks in shape. He's running the floor better. He's fronting. He actually used a drop step.
Yes.
We actually saw Edey use a freaking drop step. He didn't just do the baby hook.
Dude, his entire footwork that game was great.
Edey. And who was that? Who was the person? Was it?
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying who was the person that said when we drafted him that he was like a D-, and this would be one of the worst draft picks in NBA history?
This is Michelle Beadle.
We need you to come to Memphis.
Who hosts a show that with Chandler Parsons.
Oh, well, no, actually, we don't want you to come in there. You're dealing with the ops anyway.
Stay over there.
Stay over there. We don't want you. But man, I can't, bro. Edey has been playing his tail off, man. And what's the question?
Next question.
What's the question?
Are we back? Are the vibes back?
I don't want to speak too soon. But we saw this a little bit last week when we last talked in the Mavericks game when Ja was pointing his finger in Klay Thompson's face, and we saw Santi Aldama getting kind of chippy. We see guys in the post-game interviews. He's said getting hype. We seen Vince getting hype. We seen Ja, who's not even playing, getting hype in the post-game interviews. Cam Spencer's talking his stuff like crazy.
Cam Spencer quite literally is insane.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's nothing up here. Something ain't like computing
him
up here.
Him and Vince, I think, together combined for 3 total brain cells of like normal brain cells.
of normal basketball player brains.
There are some wires loose in both of their heads.
But it works.
It works.
It works, man. And like just the confidence that Cam is playing with. Like I tweeted this. I really hope when Jerome and Scotty comes back, he doesn't get buried because he's keeping us in these games. Especially with spacing. Let me get it off. Like
get it off. But I got
yeah, like he's shooting the ball with confidence. He's playing better defense. He's handling the ball pretty well. We have to make a way for him to get playing time when all the guys get back because he's our main 3-point shooter right now. And the fact that he's playing well in this offense, just like everybody else, it says a lot to how he's clicking with the rest of the team right now.
Vince is going to get playing time apart from the point guard role. When Ja comes back, he'll slip into the backup role, but you'll see him in a much more of a combination role, a combo role. You will see Cam Spencer still come in and do the same thing. When Ty Jerome gets healthy, he will probably be the true backup point. And Vince will still play that combo 1-2. Which here we go. Scottie Pippen Jr. will not be on this team after the trade deadline.
Wow, they gonna ship him out on the bad toe, on the great toe recovery.
Great, yes, which is the most. Sorry that you're hurt, Scotty, but that is the most wild, hilarious injury designation you could possibly have. Great big toe surgery recovery. It's a big toe, but like, oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, with the way Vince is playing, the way Cam is playing, we have a log jam when those other two guys get back, and they will both probably be back before Scotty. I still on pace with the delay. He's still on pace to be back before Scotty. You don't have the room to keep all four of them, and right now the guy on the chopping block with how everyone else is playing and taking advantage of an injury minute is Scottie Pippen Jr. And I hate it. But that's just the nature of the business. You can't get rid of Cam because he's been your most aggressive 3-point shooter. He's hunting his shot. He's what we wanted Luke Kennard to be. Vince Williams, great defender. And he has developed a great passing IQ game. Scotty gets tunnel vision at times. Going to the rack. Scotty is not the best on defense. Right now, Scott, I didn't say he's bad. I said he's not the best. Yeah. I'm not saying he's a code. I'm saying he's not the best. Right now, at the log jam, you're not gonna get rid of your new toy and Ty Jerome. No. Obviously, Ja's gonna come back and start again. He's the most expendable one.
Didn't we just sign him to like a full contract like a year and a half ago, or like because he was on a 2-way deal, right? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, we're about to find out.
I could have sworn like we came here and he like we gave him an extension. Something we did him with contract recently. I can't remember.
Scottie Pippen Jr. has a 4-year, $9.6 million contract with the Memphis Grizzlies that he signed in October of 2024.
Okay, so we did give him an extension, like I thought. Are you saying we just signed this man to an extension this time last year, and were you saying when he comes back to the trade deadline, and he's at that time when he comes back, he maybe played maybe a handful of games, maybe? We gonna ship him out? That's what you're saying.
It happens.
Wow, Jared, you are on one today. The one you did.
It's the nature of the business. He has a contract that's. You're not going to get rid of Ty. He has a more expendable contract. He has a more expendable contract than Vince and Cam do.
Yeah.
Like, because what are you going to get for two guys who came off of a 2-way who are making less than Scotty is right now?
Combined, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Scotty is the more expendable contract. You can get something at a maybe more of a need spot back, but right now he's yeah, true. Shout out to Jock being awful recently. But it's just the nature of the business. And you have a log jam. There's going to be a team who probably in the East, with how open it is this year, they saw what Scotty did last year. It's like, okay, we need a point guard. I was going to say the Bucks, but Ryan Rollins has straight up just been balling for them.
Yeah.
There's going to be a team in the East probably who needs a point guard. Wouldn't be shocked if there's one in the West. And Scotty could be that flyer once he's healthy. And that's just – I don't like to get on the topic of, trading somebody real quick, but in the logjam, Scotty is the most expendable just because of how well this team is playing right now. I just don't see how you take Cam or Vince out of the lineup.
I'm looking at Eastern Conference teams right now. The first thing that came to my mind is Miami because they don't have like a set point guard, but they're playing very well right now. They have Davion Mitchell, they have Tyler Hero, but they don't have like a true point guard. I'm trying to think of what.
Scottie Pippen played pretty well in that Noah LaRoche offense last year.
Yes, he did. So that's why I was thinking about that. The Hawks, Trae Young's going to come back, so he could do it, even though Trae Young's hurt right now.
He should have come back that in there without him.
Yeah, that's another conversation. It's not a Hawks podcast, though. The Magic, they have Tyus Jones, Jalen Suggs, so they don't need a point guard.
I don't think the Magic want to deal with us again.
It's like, you gave us Tyus Jones. He was on another team. But Dez, he was playing bad. Now he's playing
Bro, they
good
gave
now.
us 4 picks for Dez.
They had 4 picks. So
Two of them ended up getting a Cedric Coward. I would not want to do business with us again.
Nah, the San Francisco, they have Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain. The Bulls, they have Josh Giddey.
They got Giddey and Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe White.
The Bucks, like you said, the Hornets are trying to just blow up the team. So I wasn't surprised if they just go out for LaMelo because they're trying to trade. We're not gonna give him a LaMelo, obviously, but the Pacers, they're bad right now. The Nets, and then I just named off all the teams in the East. The Pistons have K, and New York has Jalen Brunson. The Raptors have Emmanuel Quickley and Jamal Shead. So
okay, but they don't have a true point guard though.
They're 14-7 without a true point guard. So they're playing well right now.
But then again, Toronto could be a team that could use a true steady point guard. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he does get dealt, but he is, in my opinion, on this team, the first on the chopping block player-wise.
I can't co-sign with that yet, but I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I do think trading Scotty, that just limits your versatility defensively because part of what because he was getting those assignments last year when who was the second guy who was calling the guard SGA? It was Scotty. Every time we played these elite teams with multiple ball handlers, Scotty, that's why Scotty started in the playoffs last year because of his defense and ball handling.
Counterpoint.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Vince is back and he's a much better defender.
Vince, and he's bigger. And he's bigger. And he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Scotty. The more I'm talking about this, the more I think you're making more sense. I don't like that. I don't like that you just beat me on that.
Okay, like Vince threw a wrench in a lot of plans this year, I think.
Yes, he did.
Because he played so well. Vince gave you a very good problem to have.
Yeah. We have too many good players that play similar positions. Like I'm just looking.
This is the first time I felt like the Grizzlies have some good problems. So.
Yeah, like I'm trying to look at Vince's shooting splits right now, just so I can think of anything.
He hasn't. There's been a few games recently where he hasn't shot the best.
Yeah, he's not shooting the best right now. He's shooting 34.9% from the field, and he's shooting around 27.1% from the three. The last 10, he's shooting 26, but he's also, like you said, he's getting his assist up. In the last 10, he's averaging 9.1 points on 7.9 assists in a steal a game, and only 3 turnovers, and that's with all the ball handling duties. So that's not terrible for a guy that's out of position, And
he's not taking bad shots either. Is the thing.
Nah, he's just not hitting shots. Ooh, I want to put that up to the comments, man. Do y'all think Scottie Pippen could be not here come the trade deadline? I don't think a team's gonna. Yes, do I think a team could want him? But being that he's coming off an injury, I feel like some teams may be kind of hesitant of trading for him because he's coming off an injury. Just had him out for so long, yeah. So they may not get that return on investment until the following season. Yeah. You're talking about a playoff team that needs a point guard. Who says Scottie's gonna be ready to be in Scottie Pippen form, Scottie Pippen Jr. form for the playoffs? So that's why but that's a very interesting point. I'm gonna bring that up to some people. But to the question that if the vibes are back, I believe so. I think we have a very good chance of making this a 4-game win streak against San Antonio. And I feel like
who is still without Wemby,
and we have our 7-foot behemoth that loves to play well against the San Antonio Spurs through his history. I just think when Ja comes back and hopefully we get good news in the next few days, I feel like we're just going to see this offense expand because it seems like the team is finally clicking. And I hated all the stats report from last week. I thought I saw another Grizz PR notification. I said, oh no, they released about Ja. But that was about the Spurs game. But it seems like the team has figured out. I hate they figured out without Ja on the court, so it may be some more growing pains to try to figure it out with Ja was on the court. But at least in those first 6 minutes of the Cavs game before Ja got hurt, it looked good. Like the first 2 possessions, he threw a lob to Edie. So like, it's not a very hard offense to learn when it's just throw it to Edie and it gives you a very efficient 2 points. Because last year, Edie had problems with finishing. He had problems with getting stripped by smaller guards. He doesn't seem to have that problem. He keeps the ball high. Even when he does keep it low, he's stronger with the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out saying he's put on some muscle during the offseason because he couldn't run and stuff like that. So what he's going to do, he's going to just bench press and curl, get his upper body strong. So I feel like this team is playing a lot. It's going in a better direction. It seems like the team is responding in the type of way. I feel like it all starts on the defensive end of the floor because we saw so many of those games before where our defensive effort was lackluster. And we saw Eastlow getting mad and throwing clipboards and taking mad timeouts because the team just wasn't giving the effort defensively. Yep. We still see that problem sometimes, like in spurts, but overall, we're not getting out hustled and out manned and out physical by teams, and that's what I love that I'm seeing right now.
We're also seeing in the fourth quarter. So the game kind of has been evolving like this recently with T.I. and this team, where in the first half you platoon swap, you line swap with four on, 4 off.
Still hate those.
I still hate them. But Kenny and I had this conversation on the post-game bounce last night. We're starting to see kind of why he's doing it. Because when the game gets in crunch time, Jock and Santi played 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And the 2 guys who were contributing, and Cam and KCP, played a little bit more.
They did.
That's when you saw T.I. in the fourth quarter start to stagger a couple lineups. But when it mattered most, Edie played 10 minutes in the fourth. Jaren played 9, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they were both plus 15s. So he's getting to the point where in the fourth, especially, he's a lot better off of feel in the game, knowing who needs to have out there. But I think when we start to play these better teams here after this next little stretch, I think we get to a spot where you try this line switch early and you see that it's not going to work, and you see which 2 bench guys are going to be hot the rest of the night. Yeah. And then you start to kind of go back to that staggering of, okay, one of you goes in, get this one out, go get, go take over Jalen Williams, go take over SGA when we play the Thunder. I think you're going to see that a little bit more as this goes on, because if you watch that game on Sunday yesterday, every single time the Kings went on a run was when that main 4 came off the bench with Jock, Santi. What did I say?
Santi.
Santi. But like Jock, Santi, when they were on the floor, that's when the run started, and that's why they didn't play a lot late in the game. So
yeah, and also when Edie wasn't on the floor. Every time Edie was not on the floor,
yes,
the Kings went on a run, which you don't love, but obviously, when you have a guy that's that impactful as Edie, that happens. And also, to your point, I feel like it's leaving guys with more gas in the fourth quarter. Like you said, Edie played 10 minutes. Jaren played 9 minutes. Jaren played a game high 34 minutes in that game, which we always talked about how John Jaren needs to be playing 30 plus minutes, and he played 34. So
I think that was Jaren's season high in minutes in regulation. He had 36 in the overtime game the other day. Yeah. I think that was Jaren's season high in regulation minutes.
So you love that. Like, I still don't love the robotic rotation in the first quarter.
No.
But if you can go off a field in the second half, and it seemed like it's been working over these last few games, we aren't just blowing all these teams out. We're winning like closely contested games. The game against the Clippers, I was in Memphis watching that game. I was sitting at Chili's watching that game. I was with my friend, and I was very stressed out because I thought we were going to lose that game. Because when I left the house, we were down by 20 plus points. Well, we were down by like 17. And then when I got back to Chili's, it was like a 5-point game. I was like, oh, wow, we are in this game. What is going on? And I just watched us execute, and we are executing to the best of our ability right now. I feel like T.I. is figuring out these rotations when needed. Still have some room to grow in the first half because we can't go down to every team by 17 points. But if we can keep fighting, and that's why I'm like, we keep fighting, we keep tipping away in these games, and eventually, we just pull away. So we just need to put a whole 48 minutes together,
Yeah, and I said this on post-game bounce yesterday. I think when we had that rough stretch, when everyone was just complaining about everything under the sun, including
yeah,
I think T.I. kind of, as a rookie coach, during the struggle, we just kind of went back to that reset switch of going to what he knows how to do.
Yeah.
So I just like I said, I think he just kind of defaulted back to that. But now you're starting to see him kind of grow and expand that. So.
But we shall see. I like what we're doing so far. I just want us to keep winning. I know we're in the play-in, but everyone knows me. I hate the play-in. I would like to be out of the play-in. We can somehow, by around February or March, we're fighting for that 5th, 6th seed when guys start coming back and we stay healthy. And God, please let us stay healthy. I think we could be fighting for that for those playoff spots because the way this team is trending right now, we're getting good at the right time.
Before the season, I was always kind of in that 5 to 7 range.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, I was never going to be I think we can get home court advantage. It'd be great if we snatch a 4 seed. But I was always in that 5 to 7 range of that's where the Grizzlies are going to be at this season. And I think we're finally back to trending in that direction. We played a tough schedule to have all the struggles we did.
Yeah, we
all
did.
The struggles that we had, we played against a very tough stretch of our schedule.
Yeah.
And now we're about to hopefully get into an easier part to where we can get some things going better.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and like I said, we're trending towards the right direction, get us out of the play and stay in that 5 to 7. So, yeah.
I read somewhere, I could be completely wrong. I could be looking at the wrong thing. I hope I'm not. I believe I left the 21st best schedule remaining, which is how, wait, the LA Knight win?
Yeah.
Wow, that is surprising.
I know, I was shocked they gave it to him.
Yo, what? Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Clearly, me and Jared have our mind on wrestling right now. But I believe we have the 21st best schedule, best remaining schedule. That's there's only 9 teams with worse schedule, strength of schedule remaining. So we can just take care of business. I feel like that 5 to 7 is a good way for us to be. So that's what my fingers crossed is right now.
Yeah, and if you remember last year, we had the toughest schedule remaining with about 25 games left in the league, or a top 3 schedule, toughest schedule remaining. This schedule just flipped. We started hard, finishing soft.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's how the schedule lays out. You had your tough part of the schedule when all the bad vibes were on the team. Now the good vibes are going on when you're about to get into a very favorable stretch of games. So are there going to still be some struggle spots this year? Yes. That's the nature of basketball. You go through spots. But I think we're going to be just fine.
I think we will too. But before we get out here, like you always say, you have to play the bills. Pay the bills. I said bills. I said bills. Bills. Oh my gosh. I can't talk today. But we have to pay the bills. FanDuel pick of the week. Jared, what is your FanDuel pick of the week that could potentially make our viewers some money?
Duke plus 3.5 on Saturday. So Duke somehow weaseled their way into the ACC championship game. And first time they played Virginia, they got beat. They got doubled up 34-17. But I think this time it's going to be a little closer because Duke somehow has a chance to. I really hope the committee does not put Duke in if they win. But I think this game is a lot closer, and I think Duke keeps it close. So I'm going to go Duke plus 3.5 on Saturday.
I like that. I think if they do make it in, they will be the worst conference champion to be put into the CFP, and I hope they don't because they do not deserve to be in the CFP. But if they can win the ACC championship, all credit to them. My pick hurts my heart because I hate this team. The Dallas Cowboys have been playing some very inspiring football lately. They've beat the Chiefs and the Eagles within 4 days of each other. I hate the Cowboys, but I have to admit they are playing well right now. They have the Detroit Lions coming up next. Another great team, at least on paper, how they were last year. I said before, if they can sweep this slate between the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Lions, I will be more confident that they can make an NFC Championship game. Because right now, nobody's good right now because the Rams just lost to the freaking Panthers. So I don't know who's good in the NFL anymore.
It's still the Rams. That was a one-off.
Bryce Young dropped 3 touchdowns on y'all head and 2 of them was on 4th down. So I don't know what to think anymore. I'm gonna take the Cowboys against the Lions. I feel like I'm gonna regret that, but they fooled me twice already. They've made me look stupid 2 weeks in a row. Well, 1 week, but 2 games in a row, Jared. They've beat my teams 2 games in a row. So the spread, the Lions are a 3-point favorite. It's gonna be a close game. I'm taking the Lions +3. I'm taking the Cowboys +3. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, because God knows I hate the Cowboys. I hate all the Cowboys fans. We have some Cowboys viewers. If you have some Cowboys fans viewer, y'all are the problem. Y'all are delusional. It's not y'all year. It would never be y'all year. Y'all are not good people. Y'all probably great people. Y'all are not good football fans. Can't stand y'all. But y'all are playing good football right now. Dak Prescott looks great. Y'all's defense is playing well. George Pickens is arguably y'all wide receiver 1. In my opinion, he's playing better than CeeDee Lamb right now. And I didn't think that going into the season. So my pick would be the Dallas Cowboys over the Detroit Lions +3.
All right.
But I hope I'm wrong. But that will do it for another episode of the No Bluffin Podcast. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. We are right under the 110 mark. Thank you again for Jared for filling in. Chris will be back. He texted me last. He said we'll be back soon. Got some good things to announce. So hopefully Chris can help us with some good news and share some good news to us. I will be on the post-game bounce tomorrow. I don't know if Jared's going to join me, but somebody's going to join me for the post-game bounce tomorrow as the Memphis Grizzlies take on the San Antonio Spurs. And hopefully I'm talking about a win. Jared is everywhere on the Bluff City Media Network. He's done Daily Grind. He's done 2 bucks. He's done everything. Jared is just integrating himself all throughout the lifeblood of Bluff City Media. So we're glad to have Jared here. As always, you can follow me at E11 Hayes. You can follow Jared at JB Davidson _. And you can follow us at the No Bluffin Pod. There it is right there. Jared. I'm Evan. That's Jared. Jared, anything else to say to the people before we sign out?
Nah, man. It's been good vibes with the Grizz. So hopefully they can continue. And as always, it's been a good show, Evan. Been a good show. It's been a good one. But yeah, no, it's Monday. Get your week started off right. Go out, enjoy it, make the most of it. December 1st, towards the end of the year, it's the holiday season. A lot of time with family, so just enjoy all that time together. But yeah, it's always going to be Go Grizz over here on the No Bluffin Pod and on Bluff City Media.
Of course, always go Grizz. It's the holiday season. Be with your family, eat some good food, and finish the year strong. Well, as we always say, do something that makes you feel good. I'm Evan. That's Jared. And as always, go Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.